Here's a bit of trivia for you. What's the oldest baseball park in the United States? Don't worry, you're not alone if you thought it was Wrigley Field or Fenway Park. It's actually Rickwood Field. That opened back in 1910. It was home to the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro League. And tonight, that stadium will host 2 MLB teams in tribute to the field's past. Rickwood Field has a storied legacy and was graced by some of the best players of the 20th century, like Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Reggie Jackson. Willie Mays made his professional debut there in 1948. He died, of course, this week at the age of 93. Let's bring in our Major Garrett, who is inside that ballpark in Birmingham. Major, good to see you. It looks like a beautiful day for baseball there. Walk us through this storied legacy and history of Rickwood.
Well, let's start, Caitlin, with what you were just talking about, Willie Mays. Jeff, my videographer here, is going to tilt the camera just to show you what they have recently, like 5 minutes ago, finished spray painting the stencil of Willie Mays' number here, 24. Why? Well, because Willie Mays grew up 6 miles from here. He played baseball for the Birmingham Black Barons at age 17, was the starting center fielder for the team in 1948 that went to the Negro League World Series. 2 years later, he was in the major leagues. Willie Mays is part of the story of Rickwood. How many players played here who were in the Hall of Fame, Caitlin? The answer is 182. How did that happen? Well, white major league teams would often barnstorm through Birmingham on their way from spring training in Florida back up north. So they came here to play. Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, all the Yankee greats, and many others. Of course, all the Negro League greats played here because the Birmingham Black Barons played here at Rickwood, as did the Birmingham Barons. When baseball was segregated, there was a white team in Birmingham, the Barons, and a black team called the Black Barons, and they alternated weekends here at Rickwood. And in the segregated South, something highly unusual occurred here. Caitlin, when the Barons played here, the white team, the black fans who came to those games had to sit out in the hot sun on the left field seats or down the right field line, a fair distance away. But when the Black Barons played and the white fans came here, the black fans sat in the best seats and the white fans had to sit in the hot sun down left field or in the faraway seats in right field. They flipped the segregated script for baseball and baseball only here in Birmingham. That is part of the history of this amazing ballpark.
Yes, sports history and also, of course, this country's history intersecting there. Is this field still in operation, and what's been done to prepare for this particular game? I know you noted the quick preparations, obviously, in honor of Willie Mays. But quite a moment, really, Major, that this is happening, given that Willie Mays just passed away just this week.
That's right. So let's go back over the Willie Mays part of the story. Willie Mays had been advocating internally with Major League Baseball leadership for years to have a Major League regular season game here at Rickwood. Major League Baseball decided that last year. There were hopes that even though Willie Mays' frail health was known to everyone, that he could possibly come here. But his passing is not only poignant, but a kind of reflection of indecision on Major League Baseball's part. They should have been here earlier. They should have embraced the Negro League earlier. And if they had, Willie Mays could have done what everyone hoped he would do, share and bask in this moment of tribute. Him dying 2 days before is almost a poetic way of saying, my career mattered, my career in the Negro Leagues mattered, the Major Leagues mattered, and Major League Baseball still is just a little bit late to the racial reconciliation question. It's better to be here than not to be here. Baseball Commissioner Rod Manfred told me that today. He's glad that they're here, and that he wants this game to be not only representative of the Negro Leagues, but maybe a springboard to more African-American participation on the rosters of Major League teams. But that is a core part of this story, that Major League Baseball could have been here sooner. Now, how does Rickwood Field operate now? Well, it has been brought up completely to Major League standards. It wasn't always that way. It sort of fell into disuse and not a state of decline necessarily, but it was long in the tooth, desperately in need of a rebirth. Major League Baseball's arrival could provide exactly that rebirth.
Major, this is just such a beautiful story that you have brought to us, and especially poignant given that Mays passed away this week. But Major, I know that you are a San Diego fan. Your team is not playing in this game tonight, but we will look forward to it nonetheless. Thank you very much for being there, Major Garrett.